Hi, good morning. I'm Raleigh Brown. This is another curve flattening concert. I'm here with my dog, Charlie the dog. He is right on the other side of the camera there, but I did capture a picture of him on his morning yard patrol today, which I will share with you. There he is, carefully assessing the yard and looking for possible miscreants of the groundhog persuasion with which to work his homicidal skills, or groundhogicidal skills. And now he's comfortably resting behind the camera, and with a little bit of luck, he will not shake the tripod the whole concert through. And I see lots of folks checking in. It's great to see you all. Steve DeHaas was first man in on YouTube. And I have Rhonda Scott Merrick and Slim Edelman and a bloke from England. And Heidi McClure with Jerry out there in Monument, Colorado. Audrey Bernheimer and Donna Greenberg. John Sprouse and Tom Dietz. Tom's looking forward to a little bit of surgery here, so we're wishing him well on that. And David Arthur Radcliffe is here in the UK, and Linda Worcester in Western Mass. Ken Nashif in the Great Northwest, and Kathy Marzik in upstate New York, Charlie Bryant in Montgomery County, Maryland. And Charlie has another new guitar. Charlie, I saw Fred and Catherine last night. They said you were very nice. A very nice guy, they said. And I don't know how you fooled them, but you did it. And Slim Edelman, Carol Pred, and Dave Van Allen, and Ann Mintz. Hi, Ann. And Luis Acosta. So is that, that's the guy I also know as Mike Acosta, who sent me a bunch of great pictures from camp. He was at Kaufman Camp with me. And Deb Leiby-Clark is here, Aretta and Ron, and Keith Shaw, and I better get to some music here. John Hubner, Rob Horowitz, Jody Lewandowski, my niece, and good to see you, Jody, and Michael Miller, and Pam Zappardino, and that's it. We got a good crowd. So here we go. This one was a request from John Sprouse. Was homeward bound one night on the deep, swinging in my hammock, I fell asleep. I dreamed a dream and I thought it true, concerning Franklin and his gallant crew. With 100 seamen he sailed away to the frozen ocean in the month of May, to find a passage around the pole where we poor sailors do sometimes go. Through cruel hardships they mainly strove, their ship on mountains of ice was drove. Only the Eskimo in his skin canoe the only one that ever came through. Baffin Bay, where the whale fishes blow, the fate of Franklin no man may know. The fate of Franklin no tongue can tell. Lord Franklin with his sailors does dwell. Now my burden, it brings me pain, for my long-lost Franklin I would cross the main. 10,000 pounds I would gladly give to know on earth that my Franklin does live. Lord Franklin, a folk song. Somebody must have written it. I don't know who. And the melody has been borrowed, shall we say, many times by Bob Dylan and by David Wilcox, John Gorka. Many people have used the lovely melody to create new songs. I might even do that someday. Such a great melody. And like that. So next up, let me say a couple more hellos. I see Dave Mason is here, and Debbie Daniels, and Marlene Burke, who just had a birthday, and somebody said hello to Cozy. Cozy's here. Hi, Cozy, and Mike Verbick, and Eben Atwater, and Kevin Balmer out there in Michigan. We got a lot of people from Michigan. We have Helene Tober Fowler and Rich Fowler, and we have not today. We have Mike Acosta, and like that, on we go. So next up, Carol Pratt, I think, requested this. It's a really sweet kind of jazz standard melody that gets played a lot, called The Birth of the Blues. The Birth of the Blues, and I just realized we never cloinked this morning, so I will clink hello to you all. So last night I was at a lovely party. Anne was there too, where we celebrated the birthday of Fred Oster, who's one of the great musical instrument dealers in the world, who owns Vintage Instruments in Philadelphia. Fred and I have done a lot of business together over the years, and we are also good friends. And my friend Kenny Lancey was there. He had a saxophone, and he got it out, and Fred had an little old Martin from the 20s that I used, and we played this song. And I had already planned to play it today, but I knew that Kenny would be great playing it. And he is not here with us all, so I'm going to do it as a solo. I see Kate Petrella has checked in, and let me see if I'm missing anybody else. If I am, I apologize. So, this came up as a request because Helene Tober Fowler or Rich Fowler had asked for something from Nat King Cole. And Nat Cole had a big hit with this one. There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. They say he traveled very far, over land and sea. A little shy and sad of eye, but very wise was he. And then one day, one magic day, he came my way. And as we talked of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me: the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. And then one day, one magic day, he came my way. And as we talked of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me: the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. Nature Boy, written by a guy who went by the name of, I think it was Eden Abez. Who was kind of a proto-hippie, a very interesting character. You can find him on, look up Nature Boy on the interwebs and you'll find out all kinds of interesting articles. And that's just a beautiful tune. And Ken Ulansey is here, and Under the L. Hey. So it's announcement time. So it's Lori Payne's birthday, and somebody said she's here. She told me she wasn't going to make it here today. And so she has requested Sunday morning, which I will play at the end of the concert. And happy birthday to you, Lori. And she got to see Bonnie Raitt last night. Really cool. And some other folks checking in. Donna Bergman is here, and Bradley Trafton. And he's asking what curve is being flattened. When we started these concerts, the curve of COVID cases was being flattened, and there are still COVID cases. I hear people getting it all the time now. And Charlie Bryan says, Vintage Instruments is in a ridiculously cool old building, and that is a fact. It is this great old brownstone, and kind of right across from the Academy of Music. And Catherine Jacobs, who is Fred's wife, took on the job of kind of contractor and artisan in rehabbing that building, and it's incredible. You go in and there's an atrium and there's 3 floors, and on each floor there are rooms full of cellos and violins, and in the basement there's a big guitar room. It's a must visit. It's a great place. Okay, so but onward. So let me see other announcements. There are Invisibles here. Lori Payne is one of them, and if you can see the Invisibles, that's because you are on Facebook. I am not. I am on a aftermarket software to help give you a good sounding show, and so I can see comments both from YouTube and from Facebook. And but sometimes Facebook it's petulant, I think, and so you can't always see what's on. Well, I can't always see. They don't always send the messages to eCam. So Lori Payne is invisible. Judith Fox is invisible. Kit Serikaku is invisible. George Young in Winter Park, Florida is invisible. And Joel Biget and Mario Prue are both invisible. And there might be others. If I don't call your name, it's either because I'm a moron or because you're not visible on my feed. There is, as always, a PayPal link right there by my left index finger, and a Venmo link if you'd like to donate to the cause, if you'd like to help defray Charlie's $1,100 veterinary bill from this week. He needed to have x-rays and blood work and vaccinations and general anesthesia. I won't go into the whole story. You can read it on my Facebook page. The Charlie Diaries are there. And And so today is Sunday, and I am on. Monday, I don't know who is on. Tuesday, I do believe that Cozy Sheridan and Charlie Koch will be doing their delightful live stream at 10:30 in the morning. Cozy can correct me if I'm wrong. She was having a little bit of computer trouble the other night, but I think they solved it with the ever popular restart your computer and it fixes shit that you don't even know was broken, and like that. So Cozy should be on Tuesday at 10:30 with Charlie Koch, and I will be back on Wednesday at 3 p.m. And I don't know if I have anything else to say. I will be at Sam W. Summer Acoustic Music Week in New Hampshire, starting on the 14th, I think, of July, and I'll be there for a week. Wonderful camp, wonderful people, rustic accommodations and diet, but there is an ice cream store. That's what keeps us all going for the week, and I hope to see some of you there. I think that's all I got. So next up, somebody requested Charlie's song, which is called the Floir Cannonball, and for reasons which you could also learn by reading the Charlie Diaries on my current Facebook page. So here it is, the Floir Cannonball. Floir Cannonball, my little explosive little dog. Hang on a second, it seems that I forgot to silence my cell phone. All right. Another little cloink. Here's to you guys. So next up, this was a request from David Arthur Ratcliffe, and I haven't done this one in a while, so I thought it would be fun. Aisling Bain is here. Hi, Aisling, and Amy Farabee. Nice to see you guys stopping by. And like that. By Jimmy Webb. I was a highwayman, along the coach roads I did ride, with sword and pistol by my side. And many a young maid lost her baubles to my trade, and many a soldier left his life's blood on my blade. They finally hung me in the spring of 25, but I am still alive. And I was a sailor, and I was born upon the tide, and with the sea I did abide. I sailed a schooner around the Horn of Mexico. I climbed aloft to furl the mainsail in a blow. And when the yard broke off, they say that I was killed, but I am living still. I was a dam builder upon the river deep and wide, where steel and water do collide. A place called Boulder on the wild Colorado. I slipped and fell into the wet concrete below. They buried me in that great tomb that knows no sound, but I am still around. It all goes round and round. I'll fly a starship across the universe divide, and when I've reached the other side, I'll find a place to rest my spirit if I can. Perhaps I'll come back as a highwayman again. Or I may simply be a single drop of rain, but I will still remain. And I'll be back again and again. The Highwayman by Jimmy Webb, one of our great tunesmiths, as he called it himself. So I want to thank you all, as usual, for joining me. It helps give some meaning to my life to think I'm providing a little music for you all, a little entertainment, something to take your mind briefly off the shit show that is our current world here in the United States. And this, as I said, was a request from Lori Payne, and it's a nice instrumental to leave you with. I think of it as the most calming, peaceful bit of music I've ever written. So this is called Sunday Morning. So thank you again for listening with me. You know, I was thinking, I was talking to a friend and reminding myself and the friend that the mantra I sing, you know, it's become just kind of a ritual that I do at the end of every concert, but it has actually been very meaningful for me. And when there are times when I'm not happy and I'm not feeling healthy, telling myself to be brave and be calm actually has an effect on my feelings. And so you may, if you someday need something in a dark time, it's not the worst thing to say to yourself is to say, be happy and be healthy, be brave, be calm. And I usually add that little lighthearted thing at the end, to be kind, it's a snap, and if you get cranky, take a nap. And I see my buddy Sharon Saki Lips, coming in here at the last minute, and love to you, Sharon and Peter. And thank you all for joining me today. I will see you again on Wednesday. Have a great first half of the week.